How many of you have ever said, I'm just tired, or my period is just heavy, or my hair's been thinning, but whatever, it's probably just stress? What if I told you that for a huge amount of women, these symptoms are not random? In fact, they're actually signs of something super common and often overlooked: low iron. And honestly, it might be one of the biggest root causes hiding in plain sight. I often feel iron doesn't get the press it deserves. And it isn't just about preventing anemia. 70% of the body's iron is found in red blood cells within a protein called hemoglobin. And hemoglobin transports oxygen from the lungs to the tissues throughout the body. So without iron, hemoglobin cannot bind to oxygen. So therefore, iron is essential for transporting oxygen throughout the body. It helps your cells make energy, keeps your brain sharp, supports your immune system, and is essential for healthy thyroid function. It's doing a lot behind the scenes. And when you don't have enough iron, you feel it. Maybe not all at once, but slowly, like your battery just never fully charges. Here's the wild part: iron deficiency is the most common nutrient deficiency in the world, and women are hit the hardest. Some studies show that up to one-third of women of reproductive age are iron deficient, and teenage girls, almost 40%. So if you've ever felt like you're dragging through life, you're definitely not alone. This is an issue that is really near and dear to me personally because I have struggled with iron deficiency, and the fatigue and impact on my life has been relatively significant. So let's talk about why women are at higher risk. First, if you haven't hit menopause, you still are having your period. And even a normal period means losing iron. And if your period is heavy, you might likely find yourself iron deficient month after month. And then there's pregnancy and postpartum. So your body needs a ton of iron to grow a baby. And then when you deliver your baby, you lose even more iron. And of course, diet is also a really key role, plays a key role. So if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, or you're just not eating a lot of iron-rich foods, your body has to work even harder to keep up. And here's why it gets tricky. Iron deficiency symptoms are sneaky. They look like everyday life. Does any of this sound common? Maybe you have some fatigue or brain fog. Maybe your hair is thinning. Maybe you're just feeling a little depressed or irritable, or you're getting winded walking up the stairs. Most women chalk these up to stress, hormones, just not feeling great, or being busy. But really, maybe what is happening is your body is saying, hey, I need iron. It's often linked to low energy, mood changes, heavy periods, trouble concentrating, pregnancy complications, and the list just goes on and on. And these symptoms often overlap with things like burnout or thyroid issues, so it might be overlooked. And here's the frustrating part: routine iron screening isn't part of most standard practices. And so unless you're looking anemic, a lot of doctors won't check for ferritin, which is one of the main iron markers that we look for. So if you're curious about your own levels, the two main tests are ferritin, which tests your iron storage tank, and hemoglobin, which shows anemia. A full iron panel may also be appropriate, so work with your own doctor to clarify what is needed. But a simple blood test can give you a lot of clarity. The good news is that iron deficiency is treatable, but I always say test, don't guess when it comes to iron supplementation. There is a condition out there called hemochromatosis. This is a condition where the body absorbs too much iron, which then builds up in tissues and organs and can cause damage. So always check with your own healthcare provider before supplementing. There's oral iron, which works well for many people, though it can sometimes cause an upset of the stomach. There's also IV iron, which is great if your levels are significantly low or you can't tolerate pills. As a holistic health coach, I help my clients boost their iron primarily through food. So things like meat, beans, lentils, spinach, and iron-rich grains can be great, and pairing it with vitamin C helps your body absorb the iron even better. I have a 7-day meal plan for iron-rich foods if you're interested, and I will leave the link to that in the show notes below. So if you've been feeling off, don't ignore it. Sometimes your body is simply asking for help, and iron might be part of your story. So if this opened your eyes a bit, let me know in the comments. And if this was helpful, please like and subscribe so that more women like you can find this content. I will see you next time.